too much muffin top for you guys? Yeah, it's good. So, this is good. It's like my feet dangle like fucking munchkin. Yeah, sure. Do I? Oh, so I don't look like a midget? Yeah. Alright, that works. Thank you, Mr. Yates. So, I'm going to read two things for you guys. The first is a story about my mom. You guys excited about that? So I'll start with that. My mom likes to say that I was a terrible teenager. However, I never got into drugs, drinking, partying, or much of anything except for a pint of ice cream occasionally. But she'll still insist that I was a nightmare. Big deal, so I talk back and like to fight. I still do. Overall, I think she had it pretty good, even though she'll blame me for the lines on her forehead. The one thing I did from time to time was ditch school. Why? Because my French teacher was a dumb hua, and the arcade was down the street, and they had Street Fighter. Duh, I needed to perfect my radness. One time I left during a lunch in my sophomore year, and coming back to school, I crossed the street illegally and got a jaywalking ticket. Because the cops in Burbank get paid to twiddle their nutsacks and don't fight actual crime, I had to suffer their boredom and deal with this ticket. $50 at the time, I believe. Since I was only 15, I had to go to the Burbank courthouse to pay the ticket with my mother. Again, since Burbank is ridiculous, they made the judge speak to me about my wicked ways. While we waited for him to show up, I gotta pull this out for effect. While we waited for him to show up, my mother is choking back tears and clutching the tissue to her weary breast. She dabs her eyes and whispers, "I didn't raise my daughter to be this way. What's next? Prison?" A damn jaywalking ticket. For my next trick, armed robbery. The judge walks in, baffled as much as I am by the meeting that was about to take place. "So, do you know that what you did was wrong?" He's staring at me like I should be in on the joke, and his eyes are damn near gleaming. Besides seeing my mom cry, I don't see what else is so fucking funny. Nice joke, Judge. He's still staring at me with that twinkle in his eyes, but my mom decides to go ahead and answer for the both of us. Yes, we do, Your Honor. She's still quivering. I'm convinced she thought they'd drag her off to jail for raising such a shitty child, because she is a fob. These foreigners think that in addition to carrying papers at all times, one must always display exemplary behavior or be hauled off kicking and screaming to prison where your trial never awaits. Instead, the system forgets about you except for the occasional dry loaf of bread. Also, the prison guards will no doubt be speaking Farsi while laughing at your miserable predicament. Dry pita bread for life. One time, she got pulled over on the freeway and the cop pulled out his authoritative dick. "Do you know why I pulled you over?" And she replied, "No, I was going with the flow of traffic." He blasts, "You know I could take you to jail," at her. What is this jail they always speak of? I've seen lockup. Jail is my weekday afternoons. Gym, reading, eating, and yelling. She should have replied with, "Okay, let's make this happen. I'll ride on the back of your hog. If I reach around to grab the muffin top covering your non-bulge, will you throw in an extra 5 years?" But instead, she stayed quiet and let him write the ticket. The judge was done with us after she paid Burbank $50. I didn't get a hug for saving us from jail by staying quiet. It's the silent treatment the whole way home. She denies that things went down like this, but I'm sorry. These are the things I cannot forget. Only forgive. I write a column for a website called Dear Thyroid. It's where women go, or men who have thyroid issues and they don't want to jump off a cliff. So I write the Graves' disease column, which is pretty nasty and gives you the trots all day long. So this column is called Hairy Legs, Bald Head, because, yeah, you can guess where that went. I used to have super long and curly hair back in the day. When I was younger, I paired it with a bitchin' blazer sporting confident shoulder pads and would take sexy pictures of my hair over my shoulder, complete with untouched, not so much envy-producing carpeted eyebrows. I used to whine about, "Damn, I have too much hair, it's too hot," and now I could slap myself for even entertaining that thought. I started to love my hair in my later years, after high school, and just as soon as I accepted my tresses with open arms, they were taken from me. Thanks to Graves' disease, my hair became very Ben Franklin-ish. I tried to keep it long, and the curls became wilted has-beens, their time up and ready to be snipped. Didn't matter if I used every humidity-defying product on the market, a diffuser and tears, they just didn't want to do anything but split, dry, and clog my sink and shower. I tried in vain to hold on to them, but what was the point? I've always been adventurous when it came to my hair, and getting a cut wasn't a big deal. I even let a drunk friend, Candace, once chop it off to my shoulders at a party.
It looked awesome.
And it didn't come out bad at all. I figured it'd all grow back, and in the meantime, I have something new to play with. Well, this time around, I wasn't so sure it was going to grow back, and I was in tears daily about the loss of hair at 30 years of age. It came out in clumps, and I tried to hide the bald spots. But when the wind decided to do what it does best, which is blow, it was no use. I had many visions of going full force with it. Shaving half my head while laughing psychotically, standing on the top of a tower like a madwoman, or rocking the Natalie Portman V for Vendetta thing. But alas, my features are way too strong to pull off that look. Also, I was still having to wax my fucking eyebrows and pluck random unrelenting strays from my body. Why couldn't those assholes go too? Graves is a cruel and twisted bitch. I gave in, held my head high, and decided on a pixie cut, and was pleasantly surprised. I did get a lot of comments though. Why'd you do that? And younger women should have long hair. And my favorite, holy shit, when did you come out of the closet? I spent my high school years wearing bigger clothes to cover my huge ass, thighs, and belly. Not for the purpose of announcing that I was a lesbian, but only because my mom convinced me baggier clothes fool people into thinking you're smaller than you are. It covers your butt, and no one knows how big it is, okay? I got over that logic by mid-college. I denied being gay, but people didn't believe me. Combine that with my aggressive personality, and the L was branded onto my XXL Hanes shirt by the 10th. Well now, sporting my new do, I've just confirmed long-held beliefs. Whatever though, adding fuel to the gay fire was really the least of my concerns. I wasn't in a position to date anyone at this point, so it didn't really matter. The haircut kind of demanded that I wear more makeup though. I kept my hair at that length for about a year, and just recently it started to grow out into an awkward mullet. I don't give a shit anymore. I've learned to let go of the vanity and just fucking deal. The most unexpected part of the whole experience was I shed more tears before the cut. Once I embraced the pixie and learned to work with it, I felt a lot better about my looks. It's almost like letting go of that, let me focus on the more important stuff, which is my health. Also, it sounds a bit cliche, but you know how we crave haircuts when we have a change in our life that needs to be made? Does anyone remember Felicity? I'm watching my new virgin hair come in 6 months after radioactive iodine treatment I had to endure, which sucked. And it's a color I haven't seen in years. My natural, plus some gray hair on the temples, and I'm enjoying the story it tells. It's telling me about my past experience with this horrific disease, and also starting on with the new. It feels healthier now, and I refuse to color it. Right now, it's all about my health, and my hair is just along for the ride.
Yeah!